Welcome back to episode 8 of the Unprofessional Footballer Podcast. Joined with me today is a legend of Maltese football. He is a 2-time Premier League winner, 1-time winner of the Maltese Super Cup and also of the Maltese Cup, all while playing for Valletta. 100 Premier League appearances, 13 assists, 3 goals. Romeu Romao, welcome to the podcast. It is a pleasure to have you here. How are you?
Yes, I'm okay. It's a pleasure for me to be here as well, and I hope we can share good moments and can share through of my experience in football here.
So, as Romao said, he's here to share his journey in football. He's had an amazing career across various different countries, and believe me, there are some stories to be told today, and I'm really looking forward to hearing them, especially about his time in Brazil, where Romao had some very, very top level experiences across the Brazilian Premier League.
Yes, it's going to be nice to share because the people can see the real situation, what's happened behind the academic, behind, I heard a lot of that the players don't deserve to get the salary, but behind this big salary, the top star players, there is a lot of sacrifice, there is a lot of hard work to reach that level.
I think it's one of the most underappreciated parts of being a footballer is people just see the money and they see the fame and they think, why do they deserve that amount of money, or why do they deserve all this praise? People from the outside don't realise the amount of commitment, the amount of time and sacrifice that players like yourself have to dedicate to the sport in hopes of getting to that high level.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, because it's about a lot of things, a lot of stuff. We have to cut our childhood, there is your friends going to enjoy to the parties, and then you have to avoid that to hit your dream.
There are so many negative influences around you as you are growing up in football, and it's really only the players that can stay on that straight path throughout all of those negativities around them that actually make it and get far. You see so much talent fade out in the early stages of their careers because they can't sacrifice, they can't separate their social life and their work life, and they get caught into partying or caught into bringing all their friends with them, too much money spent on friends, and they end up falling off. But I'm interested to hear about your time growing up in Brazil. Whereabouts did you originally come from in Brazil?
So I'm from Ouro Branco, Minas Gerais, and I lived my childhood till 10 years old at Conselheiro Lafayette. I can call that my seat because at Ouro Branco I just born there. And I left my home when I was 10 years old, and it sounds crazy, but on that age my dad's already planned my career for me to come through a professional one, and I spoke with them. They leave me free, like you really want that, so you have to be without your mommy, be without your dad, without your sister, if you really want that. And I was accepted because the structure of the club give me everything to don't miss them. So I started Atlético Mineiro at Brazil, and I spent just 2 seasons there till I had 9 till 11. 11 years old, I was already at Cruzeiro Sport Club, the team of Ronaldo just bought now. And there I spent 4 years there. I was a very promising player. And then I mix a bit that because I was in a high level there. I was very promising player, and they used to call me Romeuzinho. It's because I was very small guy, short guy. And then I was enjoying more than I was focused on football. So I was in a good I was playing good.
Your frame of mind was
Yes, and everyone's talking about me, and was too relaxed. I was making I was more enjoying than was focusing to turn a football player. So on that, they prepare me to grow on the team, and I was not giving the feedback. I mean, they supplement, there was, because I was very small guy. And then when I turned 16, I go to America Football Club, and then I turned Romeo. So I grow up, and then even Cruzeiro was saying, wow, the investment that we did on you, so now you turn a big guy. So, and then it was too late to come back. And then I make my first professional contract at Ponte Preta. It's a big team, but on this, how to say, this south of São Paulo.
The south, yeah.
So right now they are playing a good level league, but at the moment there was a bit low. And there is a tournament at Brazil. It's called Copa São Paulo of Under 19, where the TV go through and the media go through, and most of the foremost players of Brazil play this tournament. So it's like for you to go through at the professional level,
so
you have to play this tournament.
Almost like a showcase tournament of the best talent in Brazil.
Yes.
The young players all turn up.
Ronaldo Fenomeno, Ronaldinho Gaúcho, Cafu, Roberto Carlos, all of them, they play this tournament. So for us kids, we have in mind, since we don't dream big on that time, to play this tournament first, to go through.
Exactly. So it's,
level.
if you reach that tournament, you're
Yes.
then able to ascend higher and really push
Yes.
to be
because on
at the
this
top.
tournament we can feel a bit as a player. There is interview after the games, and even there is a nice story about this game. I remember that I play against Corinthians. We get out from the tournament in the semi-final or quarter-final, I'm not sure now. And I was really confident to speak, and I knew that I did good on this tournament. And I told in the interview I saying that how you find it. He was one of the good players of Ponte Preta, and I told no, it's, I think we lose against us, and the Corinthians on this day kill us, and I say we lose, we lose the game. It's not Corinthians win against us, and I say so now it's time to have a break. To get back to the professional group now, because since we did a good job, I'm sure that they're going to call me. So those things, I was liking, put myself there, and it's work for me, because they saw that I have personality to do, and then they want to put me there to see if
you can, yeah,
if I can get it, and it's happened. They put me there and then I signed my first professional contract, and I stay with the senior team.
It's funny how some players get criticised for like a level of arrogance,
Yes.
almost when they talk. But even you see the top professionals in the world, Ibrahimovic,
Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo, they all hold themselves at the very top, and you have to portray yourself as a top level player to be even considered by others as a top player. So by being able to just talk as if you're above that level and you're ready to play, it worked for you.
So for me, it went like I entered in the team as they are saying that, this guy is the guy of the interview. So let's see what. And it's like for me was I have to show every day.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yes, it was a lot of pressure, and I have to show every day. So this is work against me as well. Because I was thinking about that I have to work, show every day that I deserve to be there, and then I did it. But when I did it, I relaxed. So that was my problem. So they give me a good salary.
Mm-hmm.
I was like one of them, and for me was everything new. I mean, to experience the professional life. I mean, hotels, interviews. Enter on the stage or support, asking to take pictures, those things. And for me was, okay, so I reach. So now it's time to relax. And I was in the bench.
Yeah.
I was with big players on that time. And for me, it was enough. Just go for the game to get the bonus. If I enter 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I arrive on one point that okay, time to play.
Yeah.
So I already feel the experience to be a professional one, and it's time to play. I remember on the history at academic, I was a small guy, and I was I have the vision for business.
Yeah.
And I remember it's a bit funny. I used to do haircut. Okay. With the boys.
Yeah.
And then I saw on that time I was at Cruzeiro. I already received some money. I mean, it was talking about €50 for a child of 12 years old. For us was too much. We used to get the money and go to the supermarket and buy, stuff, sweets, those things, and that's all. And then I saw that I was good on haircut with 12 years old, and I was using it for myself. I mean, I used to go 11 in the night. The guys used to go out to enjoy a bit, and I say, look, I can cut your hair, and you give me, let's say, €2.
Yeah.
And they say, no, I went to the barber to do that. And then I was okay. So I start catching them in the night where everything is closed. And then I turn to double price everything. And then I used to go to the rooms, and then on that time we used to live around 20, 30 kids in the same complex. And then I used to go around and seeing, okay, what's the kids, what's missing of them. So some of them is missing perfume. Some of them is missing something to eat, because on that time was everything closed, and even daily food, it was closed.
So you became the go-to guy.
And like those guys who go in the beach, sailing sunglasses.
Jacket open.
Yes,
Perfumes one side,
and I was to myself.
food the other.
And I remember, no, if you need something, you go to Romeu.
Romeu, he's the guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. And then, okay, well, you need something? Yes, this one. Oh, this one on the shopping, it's €2. Yes, with me it's €5. Oh, it's so expensive. Okay, so I feel hungry, and I say for another one. No, it's okay, I take from you. So I was that guy, and then I used to make my strategy on the times, and it's work really. And when at the end of the month, I was getting double wage by playing on that. It was
so many kids go through that phase. Me and my friend at school used to be the sweet guys.
Yes.
And every morning we would skip first period of school, go to the supermarket, buy like maybe €20 worth of sweets, pack all the bags, pack our pockets, go back to school and just sell it for double, triple price at school, because they can't leave school and go to the shop. So they have to buy from us.
And then when I saw that it was taking serious, and then of course I was growing up, I used to make that in small clubs, and I used to invest myself on the the electrodos or physio, those things, And kids, the training was tight. Okay, so I have it. You can lose. Because I buy it €100, you have to compensate. So
exactly.
I put on you. I just to make. It was not good one. Just to make some shocks, and if you, I'm okay now. Yes. For the next one, you can lose it. €10, it's €20, and then it was open more. So I start with a haircut. And then I have my shopping, haircut, physio.
So you've been a barber.
Yes.
You've been the perfume guy. You've been the sweet salesman, and now
physio one.
Now you're the physio.
So it was very fun, and it's look funny, but it's happening, and even the guys because on that time, let's say we play tomorrow, and I'm in pain, so I have to go to Romeu to do something,
Supply and demand. When people need things, they're willing to pay above and beyond.
They don't care about the price, and those things. So we get back to the scene.
Yeah. So you said you just signed from your academy. So you'd gone from the academy, you'd played the tournament, put yourself on the media, interviewed. Now you've put yourself at a bigger club. They've given you the opportunity, and you've got the pressure of having to perform every day. And now you've gone from relaxing, you've enjoyed your career a bit, you're seeing all the fame, the fans, you're getting the paychecks, but now the switch has gone in your head and you're focused.
Yes.
You've refocused yourself. How did you move forward from there?
Yes, just a little bit before on this one about to when I relax, I can say that because I have a good wage on that time. I was 18, so I discovered the disco, those things, you know, and the girls, and I knew that I was in the night. I was like say the top one. They don't see about. He's young, I used to go out with the top ones. So if I am with the top ones, I'm the top one as well.
Exactly.
So I used to spend a lot of money, and I saw that it was not the life. I think one day I was thinking, just for too deep. I went. If I keep like this, I'm going to die. It's not going to stop football. If I keep like this, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I have to put my life on the line. And first thing I think I say I need to find a partner.
Yeah.
To be in my side.
Stabilize you.
You know. And I remember my wife today. It was on that time, and she turned my girlfriend, and she used to help me to stopping going out.
Exactly.
You know. And then when I see that I want to focus on that, it was too late for the club. They saw that I was a party guy,
Yeah.
and they start send me to loan
Yeah.
club. You know, I went to Caldense, a club that was facing Cruzeiro, Atlético Mineiro on that time. All for plans of my manager on that time. I have a good one management. I mean, a good one to work on teams. Not to put my career online, you know. I mean, to give me the support outside of the ground.
Exactly.
So they was looking for business. And then I played a few games only, and I received an offer from Internacional, the big one of the biggest club.
Huge club in Brazil.
And on that time, there was the top one of academics. I mean, they used to play to have a team B.
Okay, yeah.
So the Brazil was growing on that, because Europe it's already have the team B,
yes.
and Brazil was going up, and they used to invest on team B. I mean, they used to took the good names on the under 20 of the teams, and they put all together. So on the time I can mention names. I had Ricardo Goulart, used to play for China. I had Fred, play with Manchester United now. I have Alisson on the post goalkeeping, his brother. And for me, I hope Alisson don't see this video, because for me his brother is better than he. But I'm going to share, since he follows me, he's going to see that on the history. And I have Juan Jesus at the back. So I have Marinho, he's at Flamengo now. So I have very good guys. On that, and I have Anderson Moreira as a coach. He's a big coach at Brazil now. And we used to go for the tournaments like this. I say, so how come I'm going to lose the tournament with this stuff? But I remember we used to play for ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was Oscar as well.
Yeah.
He was from Chelsea. He was both from São Paulo to come for the team B. And then they used to prepare the guys to go for the team A.
Yeah.
So I have a very good team, but we used to play for ourselves. But end of the tournament, we won everything. Because let's say Oscar was genius. For me, he was one of the best players that I play in the academic, and I can say the professional level as well, because he on this tournament under 23 was professional one already. So we used to, let's say, Oscar used to do those things. He's on, boom, he go and score. Fred used to do his stuff, and he played for us. Alisson, who used to play to show how he's good. So he say all the thing. And we used to beat everyone. On this year we get the top level national tournament of this age, under 21. We beat everyone, and we got the local tournament as well. We go championship. It's called Campeonato Gaúcho, and we got the local league as well. So after that, I had in my hands the renewal of contract with I used to train on the senior team as well. Frequently we go and train. We just compose the bench of the first team.
Yes.
And I have the renewal with him. And my manager on that time, he preferred to go with Palmeiras, because Palmeiras, Luis Felipe Scolari, the coach of won the last World Cup for Brazil, he used to take care of the team of the A and B, and we had a plan that, because since he likes young ones, we had the plan to move to Palmeiras, and I lose, to talking about euros, 50,000 a fee to renew with International to move to Palmeiras. And then I went there with a plan that, since Luis Felipe Scolari like young ones, we go to the B of Palmeiras, and then one time in the other he going to put and it's your hands. Okay, so it's a nice one. And I remember there is one training, I went there, and I say my manager was on that year was a manager of the coach. So I'm in the.
You feel like you're on the fast track.
You're
just going to turn up, do
like
a few
this,
training sessions, and immediately
then
make the jump.
I spent 6 months with Palmeiras, and I managed to train with Luis Felipe only 2 times. And I say, well, what is the plan? I already rejected International. I sit with my manager. Yes, but it's your hands. No, it's not about my hands. Since I get only 2 opportunities.
How?
And I remember there is one guy, friend of mine, on that time who was found. He was injured. And Luis Felipe Scolari he was running on the academic of Palmeiras. There is around 5-6 grounds. And he was playing a game between us, and I was waiting, since I was me and my 3 of friends, and he was running, and he was interfere in the game. And Luis Felipe told me, hey, he don't call my name. He said, hey boy, go there and give a beep for Thiago Leno, who was running outside, because he is interfering in the game. And since he was passing on the ground, he go through in another ground, and he keep going.
So you had to follow him?
Yes, and by running. And Luis, hey boy, go and give a beep of him. Okay. And this time is the time we're going to enter to the game. And I give a beep. I take the beep, and I run after him, and he's go too far, and I go, hey, Thiago. The beep, the boss told me for you to wear the beep because it interfered in the game. And when I come back, I was the last one to enter in the game. And he said, which position? He didn't know my name. And where I play. I say, so what I'm doing
What
here?
are you doing here?
You know?
You've just given up.
And then I play. I remember I trained around 20 minutes on with them. And I say, so I think the plan that they offered me was not the plan.
No. Once for all me, I was given my opportunity by the coach to play, because they had brought me in and then decided, actually, we're just going to play the academy players for the rest of the season because they're already going down. So I signed with them just to play, told them I won't play for any money, I'll just come and play. I just need game time so people can see me playing over here. And then within a week they decided, actually, no, fuck that plan, we're going to now just play our academy players. So I didn't play at all. And now finally the coaches decide, oh, actually we'll give you some game time. He tells me to warm up. 10 seconds later he's like, okay, come on. I'm like, I'm not even warm yet. I've not even done a lap of the jog. I go on the pitch. 5 minutes later I'm cramping up. I can't.
So can you imagine?
I was like, well, I'm not going to
You
play
was
again.
asking for this opportunity, and then you go through, and when your chance arrives, it comes.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not playing again for this team.
And so you start your career there, and you finish there as well, because
Yeah,
no chance.
bad game.
Okay, it's happening. It's good. It's happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of the game. So, how did you move forward from that?
So on that,
Opportunity.
I went to Botafogo of São Paulo. It was a good past as well. But on then, I on this team, I found that on football the bad things happen. I mean, inside, it's
Yeah.
not always the best ones going to play.
No, it's
No.
always very disheartening as a young player when you
Yes.
come to that realization of how much politics actually affect football.
And I see the dirt things on football. I mean, I saw how business was football. So if I am a player of some agent, so I have to play. It's not I deserve to play.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm doing well in trainings, and I was on high, playing very good, and was not playing.
Yeah.
And then I saw 21, 20, 21, 22. I said, time to play.
Yeah.
I already explained good teams, so time to play. And then I moved, and then I saw a group of agents
Yeah.
want to go to German.
Okay.
So okay, but since we cannot go as a group of agents, we have to go as a group, a team.
Yeah.
And I remember they find out Bangu. It's a big club at Rio, and so it's not the level of Flamengo, but when they play the local league, they are a very good team. And we went abroad to Germany with this team. So since we are not with a club, we are players of agent
Yeah.
and a big company, so we have to sign the contract with Bangu, because they plan was to sell us at German. So we
Yeah.
go at German, we make friendlies, and they try to sell us.
Exactly. So
inside.
they make a little profit,
Yes.
and you get the opportunity to actually go and play the games
Yes.
and be in the spotlight of
So
Germany.
first of all, it was a bit fun because we went on June and May and June. So I didn't realize how was the season of Europe.
Yeah.
And we find everyone close, the clubs.
Yeah.
So we went without manage the friendlies.
Yeah.
So we have one rich guy that want to bring this company of players and to the German, but without manage the friendlies.
Yeah.
And we went there and say, wow, how nice was for us was everything new, was
Yeah.
young ones. And for us, we saw was encountered how nice was Germany, And I say, okay, we spent like 1 week and a half without.
When are we playing?
Yes, okay, what's the program? What's the next game? And no one knows. Okay. So our first game, our first game against who?
Who?
Between us. I say, okay, I have picture, I have everything, I say, okay, what's this? We came to Germany to play between us. Why we didn't stay at Brazil? And then
Exactly.
someone come, yes, but we're going to have someone watching us. Okay, it's nice, but still, unprofessional.
We need to play against other teams.
Yes, no, because another team, those teams was good teams. Hertha Berlin, Union Berlin.
Yeah.
Yes, Schalke 04, I guess, big clubs we play against, and it was good because we play against the Bees, so it's the same age of us.
Okay.
I have to see against who we play, but we face good teams, and first we play against us, and there is a lot of agents coming to see us, and the owner, the club, I forgot the club now. I remember it.
That's all right.
Yes, the owner of the club watch this game between us and say, "Oh, this one's good," and they prepare a profile of us.
Yeah.
So this one, Romeo play at Palmeiras, big team,
Exactly.
Inter. So okay, he start playing. The friendly start doing well, starting doing a good performance. We beat some beat teams since we don't care that they still start season. We was on high. We was excited to show. And on this group of players, we used to have players that used to play in the good teams as well and get this opportunity to try something abroad. And then we start doing well, and they say, listen, they want us, but the Bangu, they see that, it's a good opportunity now.
They're trying to...
They put us too expensive. And I say, this one, you want Romeu says 1 million. I say, come on, man. We are not famous players.
No.
We're not going to they're not going to buy us on that.
No.
And they will start laughing, the German ones. They say, okay, 1 million, okay. All right. Go bring him to Dubai. Because what do you think?
Exactly.
I think I saw him, he started playing professional in 2 years. So we was 22. We're not going to buy them.
No one's going to pay that.
And then when they saw that they are going to losing the trip that we come here,
it's going to be worthless if no one gets signed.
Yes. And then they saw, no, this was offering players free. And then I remember 4 players of us stay at German.
Okay.
And they were celebrating like, wow, come on, we did it, man. We're going to stay at German. Oh, how nice. Look, you see, we was 80 kilometers from Berlin. And we went there, I'll see Berlin, how nice. Oh, we can have an opportunity to play a 4th division on that time.
Yeah.
Wow, good. The owner come and say, listen, I really like these Brazilians. I want them with me now. But they are good. Because they are good, I just bought a team at Hungary.
Oh, so that's how it came about.
And then I say, what? No, we want to stay at German. We here have a future here. No, we go to the 2nd division of German because I bought. And he was like, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay at German. But he was the boss. So he bought the team. I'm going to bring them there, and we're going to put the team in the 1st division of Hungary because they are good. You say, for us, we didn't know that Hungary is still good. But we are.
You've just had the experience of Germany, and now I want to stay in Germany. I don't suddenly want to be taken out.
And I want to stay. I remember I have an argue with some agent. I say, no, I want to stay in Germany. Listen, he's the boss. He was gonna tell us. Okay, so we go to Germany. I remember we still make with the team that he bought. We make a friendly against them, and we beat them. That's why those 4 get choose from the team.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, because he's the owner of the team now, but we did a very good performance. Okay, we went there. Since I have this team was new. I mean, he just bought he spent a lot of money to fix the license, those things.
The outstanding payments.
And then on that time, they have to put money on because the academy holds on this time. It's the lay play, have to give money for the team we sign first, and they go for it. They put money on that, they spend money on that, and the transfer take long, since we go after the transfer windows. Yeah. So we had to play only
half a season.
Yes, half season because we have to go through on December. I mean. To play the
January onwards,
Yeah. But we used to play the trophy games, those things. Even if you saw, I have not many games there, because we was waiting for the
transfer, the registration. To come
yes, and then it take long. It was good. It was doing well, and then I remember that I was my own, and then I was my own. I mean, there. Because this manager was using just for contacts clubs. He was not guiding me through about, mental life, And then I start, since you have 4 players, 4 Brazilians, plus another 2 German, on that one doesn't count as they are foreigning. And on that time, only 4 can play.
Okay.
So he was ready to play, and we have the goalkeeper. No, not the goalkeeper. The defender. It's like the guide one, the strong part of the team at the back. So he was playing. The midfield was the captain, and the guy they strike was the top scorer of the team. So I end up to enter in the team. One of them they have
to come out
to go out, you know. And I always used to play on the flank, and the defender used to go out, and we start scoring goals and conceding goals. So no, this
defender
one
stays in now.
This one have to stay in. The captain is the captain, the Thiago, and he was the translate for us. So he used to, even when he goes out, he used to
still be there.
You know, to guide, to make the... And the top course was the top course. So I saw that if I stay here, I'm not going to have...
Yeah, the future doesn't look too bright.
And on that time, my mind was still low about business on football and how to go. I'm still young, I was 22. And my mind was planned to come back to Bangu, but the first team, not the group of teams.
Exactly.
Because I did well on the German, they get me. And my plan was, so let's go to face Flamengo at Maracanã, to face Vasco da Gama, to face Botafogo, to face...
Put yourself back in that environment of
because
being in the best.
Because if I do it well on that time, still clubs take you by a video.
Exactly.
But on that time, if you have a video playing against Flamengo with Maracanã, with 6,000 people, it's going to be a good level for your CV.
Any coach takes a look at that video, immediately they know it's serious.
Yes, it's serious in the top level, you know, and you're going to go for it. And then I make this plan and I move. I live 1 year and a half with a good contract on that age. I don't want to talk about money there, but was a very good age,
good
you know. And I say, no, give me the release and that's it. I don't care about this 1 and a half. So that's why. And I have the fight of my manager, because he was not thinking about to growing up as a football player, and he was thinking about because he get the commission of this money.
All he wants is the right here, right now. So and that's honestly, it's one of the problems with a lot of agents.
Yes.
They do not have the long-term plan in mind. All they care about is what will earn me the most money right here, right now, because they don't know if you're going to be with them for the rest of your career.
And he was pushing me to stay there without playing, just to honor the contract for him to get.
Exactly.
You know, and he was planned to grow up as a football player, and I had to face these games. So I went to Brazil without nothing, so of the contract, and I remember my wife I just have a newborn. I mean, my son was near to turn 1, you know, and we changed all our stuff to Hungary.
Yeah.
And then she spend 1 month only there, and have to come back.
Back.
We bought all the stuff for the winter, because there it's really cold. And we managed to. I remember that we put some creams before the game, staying
just to keep yourself warm. Yeah.
And on the half time, we used to take out our shoes, put our foot on the hot water, you know. And I remember the coach talking, us Brazilians, like this, you know, it's too cold. I face -20.
I think it's the hardest part of South Americans and Africans when they travel to Europe.
We really suffer a lot.
The winter is
with
very
the cold.
harsh.
Yes.
So tough.
I remember even to go out, not choosing to go. My wife, you know, even that's why some countries like this have the highest depressions, things like that, you know, case. And I went to Brazil. So my plan was playing against these teams. I remember that I faced all the small clubs. I played there. I remember the game against Flamengo, I was on the bench, because it was the time that he arrived, so you know, and was not. But I arrived with the stats that I came from Europe.
Exactly.
I remember there is on YouTube that the media was talking about me a lot. Oh, there is a guy that's a promising guy. He came from Europe, but was in the bench, so they cannot say too much because I remember the fullback got injured in this game. I mean, he have a knock, and they put me to warming up in the first half. And I spent like 30 minutes warming up because the guy was like
limping
this.
around, not yet coming
but
off.
No, I'm okay. And then I spent the first half warming, and the camera was showing me
is he gonna come on? Is he gonna come on?
And even there is, I try to find it, and I'm warming up like this, and Romao is going to in, and even there is a presenter now of a program was saying good about me. I say, but he don't know me. How he put me my image high like this? Okay, no problem. And first half, Romao, come in, just to pay attention some more. You say, yes, my plan is working. Because I'm going to the stadium was I think was 35. We didn't play in Maracanã on this game.
Yeah.
Because unlike Maracanã was there was
refurbished
because of the World Cup. It was 2013.
Oh, okay.
And the World Cup was 2014. The big stage of Brazil. There was
doing renovations, touching it up,
like
making
this.
sure.
But I remember this game was 35,000 on them.
Big crowd.
And I remember I cannot hear the coaching, I mean, saying this stuff, pay attention because you're going to be in those things now. And I remember the first half I was still on the
sideline,
and there was like, Romeu, coming. I say, yes, my. But it was to hear the conversation, to pay attention. If I go in,
you go in,
okay. And then I say, hey, how is it? No, still hurt. I'm in pain. The guy. But I can do it. I say, come on.
You're sitting there wanting to say, come off.
Yes,
don't risk it.
I'm fresh. I really want to know. I just come from Europe. Hey, come on, give me the chance, No, okay. Must be ready. Okay. Romao, go to warming up. If something's not going on, you're going to be in it. Okay. I used to watch the support because support at Flamengo.
It's crazy.
Was the number one. At Brazil they are
dedicated.
They never stopping.
So passionate about
a single, and even the choreography, what they do.
They have the banners. They have so
they're
much.
Like a show apart. Sometimes you go to watch the game, you're going to spend like 10-15 minutes watching the support.
It's one of my to-do lists. I want to go to Brazil and I want to watch a big game and just take in the atmosphere. It's a
different, when you talk about support of Brazil, it's a different event from football.
Yeah.
Or they really go on through on that, I was like watching like this and watching the coach. Okay, when it's my turn.
Exactly.
And at Brazil, they used to show the time of the game, and 10th pass. 25 pass, 35 pass. When I realized they subs 3 times already.
Yeah.
I'm still warming up. And they was calling me like, come on, Romeu, come. And I said, what? My chance now. And I go to one. Yes, with who? I remove my beep. With who? No, he was calling you because it's already past the 3 subs. And I say, no.
You've just had me warm up for 70 minutes.
No way. You didn't call me. I thought you called me to go in. It's not because it's already past it. Come on, man. And I was thinking about, my plan is going. And I still have a big club to face.
Yeah.
Fluminense. And I remember because a friend of mine, he played with me, against me in Malta, Jumar, a good one. He managed to win the best foreigner here. And he's in Saudi Arabia now, and he was with me. He was playing with me there, and we play against Macaé, a good team. Before we play against Fluminense, so I still have a chance to face Fluminense.
You get a chance on the big games.
Yes, so let's do it well against Macaé, and then we face them. It was Saturday one game, and Macaé, Fluminense was Wednesday the game.
So 4 or 5 days in between.
I remember I went to the Macaé game with the mind already on Fluminense. Okay, I remember that I didn't warm up well. and because I was choosing to play, and okay, I'm okay. Start the game, 15 minutes, hamstring.
Injury.
I say no.
Now.
I not even think about the injury.
Yeah.
I was thinking about my plan. Why? What reason I come back to Brazil? To face those two big clubs, and then I got injured. I say, okay, it's nothing because I never experienced injuries, you know. When I make the exam, the doctor say, oh, this is 1.5. For sure, have to stay out. You open like 2 centimeters of your leg, and you cannot play. I say, wow, my head was going down, and
it's horrible when you can feel the plan falling through your fingertips and you can't save it.
And even I have another experience to share, and so on that my plan it's finished, you know, because I end up with a club because I was injured, and I remember those 50 minutes I did very well against Macaé, against this team, and they called me. They know that they got injured them, but those 50 minutes was enough to go there.
Yeah.
And I went there. In 2 months later, I had 1.5 months.
Yeah, off.
And then they said, listen, Romeu, we know you are a very good player, but before you sign, we have to make
the
exams to see if everything okay. It's normal, it's simple in football. You have to make the exam before you sign with a player. And I remember I used to train, I did 3 trainings only, because it was like a pre-season.
Yeah.
And so it's not a problem if I'm gonna sign in 1 week. So I just train those 3 weeks, not a problem. And I remember I make there is a game on Saturday. I mean, for those who was already training before.
Yeah.
And not, of course, for me, no, because first of all, I need to sign. And I was in the week of pre-season, you know. And on Thursday, I did the how to say
MRI.
MRI, yes, MRI, everything, ultrasound, MRI, everything to see if everything's perfect. I went to the doctor. I was afraid. I remember it was before my turn.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I went to the toilet. I start stretching just to be on the line, my muscle. You know, like, oh, the doctor was praying like everything have been okay. Because to tell you the truth, I was not I was 100%, but was not feeling confident.
No.
That was, you know, because
and you know so much is on the line.
Yes,
it's impossible not to be nervous because you know.
Even
this is the defining moment of the next part of your career. Even
when we know we are not doctors, but when we are same percent recovery, we still see something, you know, like because there is a injury here before. Yeah. And then it was my turn. The doctor showed me everything perfect. I say, wow, another club in my career, you know. I go for it, and then. The president called me and listen, Romeu, we're going to sign tomorrow, it was Friday. We're going to sign Friday because even we saw that's everything okay. The coach can give you some minutes just for you
on the Saturday,
you know, on Saturday. And we did at Brazil, we used to 1 day before the games, we used to do fun games. I mean, you go as a keeper, the defenders go as a striker, and you go relax. Okay, was trained there, everything will work properly. Boom, hamstring.
No, again.
And it was the day that I was going to sign, and my head was crazy. I mean, because I was speaking with my manager, my agent.
Yeah.
On that year was Flavinho, the agent that managed to bring all the players from Malta doing well to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So it's the same one. So he bring Jonathan Benitez, Jose Santos, Jose Pereira, Gilmar, he was making like miracle with the players here to go to Saudi Arabia. And he was my agent on this year. And I got injured, he was there, and he said, not there, he didn't come because he was to come on the Saturday in the game. I say, called my wife and say, listen, can you believe I got injured? I not even can walk after the training.
It was that
but
bad.
during the training, I say, I have to stay.
Yeah, you can't.
Because how come? I spoke with the president, I'm okay. My agent, I'm going to sign today. How come? Listen, I did the exam.
Exactly.
Was everything okay?
Yeah.
How come? Listen, I felt my hamstring. So they're
you
going
just
to
have
do
to
that.
Pretend, pretend it's
my
fine
head.
and just wait another 24 hours.
I remember as today. My head was like, I wanted to disappear off the world, you know. And then I went there. The president was waiting for me to sign. I called him. He said, I'm not feeling good. I go to the hotel. I was at the hotel on this time. Can I go to the hotel and then you sign tomorrow morning before the game? Please, I'm not doing well. Okay. You know what I did? I just go on internet and I bought a ticket to go home without him saying to no one.
Really?
With my wife, with my agent, and with the president. I was hearing deep on my head. I said, how come I'm going to go there? And listen, I was like this, limping a lot. And so I got in, and it didn't say on the train.
No, of course.
So how it's happened if you didn't saw nothing with me in one night for the day that you got injured in hamstring? Because I managed to finish the training, understand? And was thinking like everyone playing. I was like this in shock, you know. And I said, the best. So I don't know what I'm going to say to my agent.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to say to the president. I say, listen, I got the ticket, I go home. I'm going to tell them that I have a personal problem in my family.
Yeah.
So like this, I get bad situation with my agent. We broke our contract.
Of course.
I lose another contact with the club.
Yeah.
I lose another club. And I have to spend the physio, those things to recover again.
Exactly.
Because I spend one.
And now you don't have a team again.
You know, and I end up without a club. Since I had a good CV, for me was the deep one on my career on that. Since I have a good CV on a football player, I managed to find a club.
Yeah.
But it was a small club.
Exactly.
I
You're
went
moving
to-
down a level
yes.
just to try and get yourself fit
No, I went between those. I have a lot of history to itself. I have a lot of history, but I'm just saying what I have in mind.
No, of course, and it's that's the hardest part is when you're so close to getting the contract and then it gets taken off the table like that. You just it throws you back down into that really dark, depressive state where you just can't really seem to pull out any light. You really feel like, where is this going?
And it's take part what we spoke before. When we on the beginning when we start about the sacrifice, the things what's happened for you to reach where you know those things no one knows.
No one knows.
No, and even when we speak with them, they don't tell us how hard
exactly
was on this period. You know,
especially when you tell in the present day, you've had time to kind of move forward from that moment. In that moment. You can't express how hard it actually hurts.
Yes,
and
to go back on track, you know, even to start training again, to find a club, to the confidence went very, very down. I mean, so if I cannot sprint 100%, because maybe if I sprint 80, I can go. So I have to prepare myself for another club 70%.
This is actually what happened to Michael Owen.
I understand. Yes.
Michael Owen. His hamstrings he couldn't sprint by the age, I think it was at 22 years old. He was the Ballon d'Or. And then within 2 or 3 years he couldn't even run anymore.
Yes.
Because he was so scared in his mind that if he actually sprinted he would mess his hamstring up and that would be it. He's on the bench again.
Yes.
He just stopped playing because he just can't physically put himself in his head to get to that point.
It's true. And 2013, when I just go back a bit before I got this injury, I used to question players and was on high. I mean, on my physical shape. You know, I remember was since I was fullback, I was to go up and down, like, you know, very, very high performance, I mean, physically, you know. I used to question players, like, how come, I think I spoke with you last time you met, how come those players stay long at the physio?
Exactly.
How they go? Because I do the same thing that you do.
And I feel fine, so
And
why
I
are
feel
they
fine.
why are they
And,
pretending that
yes,
they need
you know,
all this extra
I don't,
attention?
why they cover it, those things? Come on, man. I was starting arguing with them, you know. And then my time arrived.
Yeah.
So after that, I went to play the Paraná small clubs since and I got my first injury on my knee. Small one, meniscus only.
Yeah.
But on the meniscus, I had some how to say damage on my
The
cartilage.
Oh, the cartilage.
Yes,
yeah,
cartilage.
yeah.
Yes, they have them, so it takes long to recover. And then I say, so I'm not going to go on that level again. So I went to the small club and I did very well. And I have good videos on that. And then Malta arrived on that. So the coach, Pozamit, was in need of a fullback and was a wingback.
Yeah.
And then I was good with my CV. They saw me, listen, it was Friday, he saw my CV. And Saturday they told me, on Monday, Romeu need to be here at Valletta. I didn't know nothing about Malta, about the clubs, you know. I was thinking that, oh, okay, Malta, it's Spain. It's Israel, not Spain. Because I saw something about, you know.
Yeah.
And okay, and then I realized, oh no, it's not Spain, it's Italy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an island of Italy.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it's Malta, it's an independent country, you know. And even on that time, we as a player don't used to go deep on the history of the goal. Just there is a club where we go for it. Exactly. We don't know nothing about, you know. And then when I realized I was arriving in the top club, the best club of Malta, and they said, "Oh, okay, good. So it's nice the football here." I was very welcome, you know. But I can since at Hungary we have Brazilians with us. I was zero my English. I'm not saying that my English is a good one, but I have stories to share. When I arrived here first time, I was hungry, very hungry, and they put me at the hotel without nothing, speak nothing. I came to the airport, to the hotel, like this, shutting it off. Oh, okay, how are you? I looked to the guy, I don't know how to answer, you know. And I went to the hotel, it's around 10 in the morning. So it was near to have a lunch, you know. And I was hungry because it's a trip, one day and a half with the connection
long
from Brazil. And there was even the foods that in the aeroplanes not enough to feed a football player, you know. And then I was hungry, I say, so I go down to see if I saw some stuff, restaurant, something. I didn't find nothing, I just got a message that I have to be down there at 2 because I have to present myself in the team, those things. I used to translate on that time because I have the internet on my mobile.
Yeah.
Okay. I spent like 4 hours without eating because I didn't find the restaurant. I say, okay, for me as a Brazilian, from where I come from, it's nothing. We go without food and go play and that's it. And then I managed to train on this day. And I remember they are saying about food. They say, it's okay, the food. And I say, so yes, that time I got them because I'm going to put my hands on tummy. At Brazil, when you are hungry, you do that. So I'm gonna do that. They're going to realize that I didn't eat. And it was the opposite. They say that I like
you were full and you was
too much food. I like the food a lot. The more you see, Romao, the pasties, the food, he likes a lot. He eats a lot. He already saying that, look, his tummy is increased because he eats a lot. And I was trying to find that I'm hungry. I went back to the hotel. They didn't got. on that time I was with no internet on mobile, because they was telling me, "Oh, put on mobile."
Yeah.
I wrote, "No, my mobile." I didn't say that I don't have internet. Or give me your mobile,
Exactly.
and I wrote something. I was not even try something, because I have some friends. I can mention his name, Alex Lacan. I can mention his name. He used to come here, like me, without nothing, but he used to speak Portuguese with a guy. In Portuguese.
Yeah.
Você pode me dar comida que eu estou com fome. But the people don't understand Portuguese. They're not going to reply you. And but he have to understand me, because I don't know how to speak in English. Yes, but still they cannot answer you. And I was like,
Trying to use your hands to talk.
Like this. And then I went back to the hotel, and I realized that there is time to open and to close the kitchen. I went down, and I didn't know the kitchen was in the last one. And I went down in the reception.
And you couldn't find it because it was up.
Yes, because I remember that this is one I put on my translate. Because on that hotel, it's was what the name of the hotel? It's Castel Hotel, the main hotel of Valletta.
Yeah.
I used to live there my first month when I arrived. And there is the kitchen downstairs, and the kitchen in the restaurant at the there. And then the door was closed, and the reception don't used to stay someone there during the night.
No.
And then I say, with who? And I saw kitchen, and I translated. I said, oh, it's here. I was waiting in front of the door, and no one's there because it's closed.
Yeah.
In the restaurant, 10 o'clock in the night, nothing. And then I say, I have to go to sleep, because tomorrow I have training, I have to rest. Even I have with the time zone, you know. And I went to sleep without eating this day.
So you've been 2 days now without eating?
Yes, I eaten on the aeroplane, but it's like 1 day.
Exactly.
1 day without eating. Because I sleep and I wake up at 8 and 10, and then they realize that, no, when you want to eat, it's up there, because I was hungry. I changed. First I was like this to want to hungry, and then I was hungry.
You're just slapping the
like
table.
This and like this, and okay, go there. And then I said, okay, so now I find the kitchen. Okay, so now I'm starting. I remember I was the breakfast like this, because 1 day without eating.
So at Valletta at that time, did they not have anyone that spoke Spanish, Portuguese?
Nothing. There is Jonathan Minutes, but he arrived because he was on at Brazil, and he arrived later.
So he didn't come at the same time.
Yes, on the same time. When I start sharing what I suffer, and he was laughing a lot. And then he was my best partner on this way. And even today, I can say that he's my best friend on football. We used to go together.
You need someone like that on the team with you, though.
Yes.
When you move to a new place, definitely, it helps you settle in so much faster. When there's someone from your own country or someone you speak the same language as.
Yes.
Even when I move to new teams in Malta, find it difficult if there's not someone that is from England or from at least somewhere in Europe where they speak English quite well, because the Maltese very quickly go back to Maltese. They don't speak a lot of English at the team.
It's true. And even they don't see you as a Maltese, since you are Maltese, but they see you as a foreigner. So
they don't really include me as much. And I've been at teams before where I've gone 6 months without saying a word to anyone because I can't speak Maltese. I feel like I'm never going to learn. It's just so difficult to learn.
Yes, even a mix of everything,
And I just hear them all talking and laughing, and I'm just like, I'm just not involved in this.
And then the passport is Maltese. I know. I can understand your side.
It must be so crazy though, because I take for granted, obviously, English is quite a well-known language. If I was to move to another country and play football, on my first day, knowing English, I could probably talk to someone and they would understand me. But coming from a country where they speak Portuguese, not many other countries speak Portuguese.
Yes.
It doesn't even process that you can encounter these problems when you move to another country.
Yes, it's happened. So when I arrived here, we we are all new foreigners. So that's on that time was the power of the club, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, because here in Malta, they have to say that there is two dressing room. I mean, the Maltese ones, the foreign ones. So it's. I don't agree deep on that because UK made the atmosphere. You know, if it's still existing those things, you can put them together and make the things happen. I remember that when we saw those things happen, I remember we closed our eyes for those things and went to the pitch. We was very, very unit inside the pitch, you know. Outside we cannot control since we are different cultures. We have on that year we have Argentinian players, Italian players, Nigerian players, Tunisian players, African players. So it's different culture, you know. But I remember everyone was focused on what they want to reach. So
it's amazing how you can bring so many football. It brings so many cultures together, and you might not get along. You might not be friends off the pitch.
Yes,
but something clicks when you're on the pitch, and everyone is ready to die for each other.
That's
on the
pitch. About football. Where you want to reach.
Yes,
you know. So if you want aim, when you go for it, and you have the same aim as I. So I'm going to die for you.
Exactly.
So for us to conquer together.
You might even not like each other.
Yes.
Even you see in the top level of even English League, I think it was Andy Cole and Dwight York. They're one of the best partnerships in Premier League history. They didn't like each other.
Yes.
Off the pitch, they did not like each other.
It's happened in my second league that I won. It's happened. We are not as a team outside of the ground. But when we get inside, we want to die for we not accept someone kicking you and you don't say nothing. Exactly. I remember that we come with 5-6 players to complain with, and then even the player was on the floor saying, "Wow, he protect me," you know. We are not so friendly, but this is make difference in my second league. But the first one, I guess, the aim of on player, even the Maltese one on that time. They was on high on national team, you know, so they want to show their job to keep going to national team. Even they was forced to do that because they was facing good team. I remember that they face England, they face Italy, so they have to be on shape, they have to perform as well. So it's like a unit of good quality on that year. I remember when I arrived, the coach was in need of a fullback. And a winger, and I was very hungry to play, to show my work, and I used to go up and down and do those two jobs.
Both jobs.
And then he said, "No, we don't win the wing anymore. Just we get a full back, and that's all. We are settled with the foreigners, you know." And I remember that unit that we did. Everyone went to arrange, went to reach the same aim. As a coach, as a club, the support was super. I never saw a support as like Valletta supports. What they do, you have to see, you have to share on the internet when they win the league, the part that they did.
Oh, the parties.
Never end, you know. It's for them, it's like a carnival.
They shut down that entire part.
Yes, you know. And even they get persons with them. So if you are not Valletta on this day, you're gonna be support of Valletta, you know. So was crazy. They make you feeling like you are very important for them, and then it's make you transform that loving of the support for you to go on the pitch, you know. You go for your aim, you go for your job, but you give something more when you make the support make you feel important, you know.
Because you know that they're paying to come, they're there every week. You know, you want to give back to them.
They still a single, still pushing us up, you know, and he'll make difference in the first year. So I think I can say that because you can see it in the numbers. On the first year was to beat the teams in the warming up. You know, everyone was talking about Valletta. You see, if you mark this player, you have to take this one. This one. We have Karim Afte, Jonathan Benitez. We have Falcone. So on this this year we are on very high.
So You've gone from winning Premier Leagues, trophies from Valletta. How long did you spend at Valletta in total?
So what do you mean?
So how many years did you play?
I played with Valletta 3 seasons. So I managed to win 2 leagues, 1 Super Cup and 1 FA trophy. And I can say that my identity in Malta come from my time that I spent at Valletta. Because even outside of the pitch, I remember there is one game, Valletta against Nasha. We was on high that year, and we were facing some difficulty against small teams, because they used to play against us, everyone behind the ball, and I used to make the result of the game in the first half. Mm-hmm. And on this game, we are in trouble to score. Yeah. We get long to score, and there was on high. I remember that there was on high, and there is one ball that I saw that I read was really going in for us to concede. And I remember no club on that year score first against us.
Yes.
And then I have no another things that to save the ball with hands like Suarez did on the World Cup. And I know it's kids, since I'm coach, kids don't do that because it's an unfair game. But I have no...
Hey, this is the Unprofessional Footballer.
Yes. This is the name of the channel, no? And I cut the ball. I have to say, it's like a volley one. I think we're going to show you
of course, we'll put it up behind us.
Yes, and I remember instead of get down my name with that, it's get up. You know, because they start sharing. Even the Fox Sports, big
in
company,
America.
they come on me to make the interview about that. It was about of the case, and I remember that they called me as the Brazilian Suarez on the Fox, and they come, they make interview. So it start my name going up. You know, I mean, and even as a person, you know. Everyone, my dad teach me to have to be a good person, you know, and have to treat everyone well, and depends of what you do. And then it's like creating identity at Malta by winning, by being having a winning mentality, by being a good person, and then it start those things. So it was
like I said in the beginning, I think you're definitely classed as a legend here in Maltese football. I don't think there's anyone on the island who would say otherwise. Everyone that I've met instantly knows who you are. You're a very recognisable face over here and name, and I don't think I've heard anyone ever speak bad words about you. Everyone's always complimented how nice you are, how genuine you are, and I think it's a testament to, like you've said, just being a good person, and the hard work and dedication that you've put into your career really kind of has paid off for you.
Yes, I mean, I on that time I was very high. I mean, with the team on the best, I didn't saw too much difference. Why I cannot treat, let's say, a fan that ask for a picture. I remember that on this team, there is some even Maltese players that they don't like too many crowns, you know, those things. But why no? They are they are facing you as an idol for them.
Yeah.
So why you cannot spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Exactly. It makes such a big difference.
I used to go eat with them. I used to go to Valletta to make some documents, and then there is some of the person taking coffee. I used to stop with them and take coffee with them. Why not? We are not all big names, Messi, Neymar. So why not? So those make them treat me very well and put my name.
And in a small country like Malta,
yes,
it makes a massive difference, because that one person will then go and tell that experience to all his friends. You've made his day. He's had a great time. He tells his friends, and now suddenly half the island know that you're a really nice guy. You stopped for coffee. Yes. You went and had dinner with them, etc.
And some person, they don't realize maybe some few words that you change with them and make them feel important, you know. I remember when I won the Super Cup, I saw a girl. My son was not here, so I saw a girl, very very little one, Then this time she want to see the cup like this, and then I took her from her hands. I put her on my
your
back,
shoulders,
and
yeah.
there is she was on the video, on the picture, you know, and her family. I still on the contact with
Yeah.
them, and I think you can
Yeah,
see
of
the
course,
picture
of course.
here. With them, where I go, they talk about me, how I am, those things. So it's a few things that I do, and it's going to stay for their life, you know.
That's it, because
So-
for you, that's not going to have too much of an impact for you, but for them,
Yes, you know,
it's the world. It's like the
Yeah,
best
you
thing
know.
that's happened to them.
So those things for me, I can bring for all life, you know.
So what happened after Valletta?
So-
Why did you end up leaving?
So after Valletta, you can come back to this agent has with me on that time, and he was to take players to Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia. I received an offer for them, and they say, so it's something good I did. So I managed my target and did everything to go to Saudi Arabia, and then I hijacked the clubs, even clubs from Malta.
Yeah.
They was asking for me, and the big clubs after Valletta, because of my CV, because of what I did, and I hijacked them because I was planned to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And then those moves doesn't happen. And then I went up without win the double on that time without a club. And I say, so no, I hijacked everyone. This movement doesn't happen. I
Now
don't
what?
have a club.
Yeah.
So my mobile doesn't ring, and I say, and Mosta offered me a contract.
Yeah.
On that time was only them, and was a good one because I was coming after winning championship.
Yeah.
So I was coming like to be the one that's going to help the young ones.
Exactly.
That the one that's going to come with a name, you know.
Their
So-
marquee player.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on that time, I remember it was a mix of young ones foreigners as well. So I knew that my job was not be easy there. Since I was coming from a big club, it's total difference
Yeah.
because at big club
You have
you
the ball all the
perform
time.
well, but we have not all. First of all, the staff that make you perform
Yeah.
well, and you have the players that you can correct your mistakes. I mean, even if you don't do a good cross, you have a player to attack your ball.
Exactly.
So your cross is going to turn from a bad cross that a good assist.
Yeah.
So it's make difference when you play a big club
I mean,
and
it helps. You're only as good as the players around you.
you know,
ultimately.
and a local club. Also about the intensity of training, everything changed,
Yeah.
everything new. So for me was everything new. And then I faced Mostar, and when I went there, I discovered another passion that I already had that at my home because my dad used to coach.
Yeah.
He was my first coach. And then I say, listen, when I stop, I would like to be coach.
Yeah.
So they give me the opportunity to be coach. I say, why not? I start slowly, like as a player, as a coach. I take the young ones, and I say how nice. I saw how love it was coaching kids.
Yeah.
And I was so thankful for the master to give me this opportunity because right now today I have my own company. I'm still coaching. I'm still growing up as a coaching. Thanks to Mosta.
We are going to cover your coaching career. I am
Yes.
very interested to hear
You
about
know.
your transition.
Okay.
So, Romeu, you'd just come into Mostar as the marquee player, and you were the most experienced player among a younger team, having come from Valletta, a team of, let's say, superstars. You're now a single superstar among some rising talents. How was your first year coaching at Mostar? Because they also transitioned you into coaching the youngsters.
So at the beginning I was planning just to transfer what I did from the academic that I had and as my experience as a player for the kids, and then I realized that it's nothing the same.
Yeah.
You know, you have to switch like as a coach. You
Yes.
cannot teach the kids as a player or on what you did in the past. And then I was just using to enjoy myself with the boys. I remember that since I was hungry to coaching, I remember I got the small ones, the 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I got around, I had around 20 kids running after me. I say, listen, what are you going to do with them? Some of them not even know how to
kick the ball.
To kick the ball. So it was from the very beginning. So what I do is I'm going to spend my time playing and enjoying with them. I make some fun games. I make them, okay, you have to take the ball and try to hit the face of the coach. And I was running around, and those things for me was very, very, how to say, I think this time make me love them. Yeah. Because I saw how the kids, they are enjoying for small things.
Yes.
You know? And I say, like, some of them, they don't know how to kick, but from after 1, 2, 3 weeks I was with them, I saw some of them
learning,
controlling the ball, kicking the ball, and I saw, oh, how nice is coaching, because you can put them in one stage that there was nothing before, and by you.
So the satisfaction of seeing progression.
Yes.
You get that parental feeling with the kids that you coach, because you're with them from phase 1 and you see them growing, and you know that your influence is causing that.
I remember that I was putting kids like to step over on the ball, and they was falling down, they was laughing. I say, Opa, it's time they are not able to step over now. So let's put them to sit on the ball, to play games like they have to make animals, something like that.
I think it's the biggest thing a lot of players that go into coaching underestimate. Mm-hmm. When you take those young age groups, you can't make them play football. They're not old enough to play football. Yes. A lot of them aren't skilled enough to play football.
First, to have to develop.
They have to enjoy.
Yes.
And they have to just be with the ball, get comfortable with the ball.
I mean, they have to go through on the basic skills. I mean, to catch something, to
be coordinated. They have to learn how to run, how to jump, to twist,
like
to turn.
How to go down, how to go up. Have to be very in detail. So to do that, when I saw that, I realized that I love to do those things. I have to qualify myself. Yeah. And then I entered to the MFA to start qualifying my coaching license, and then I go through. So what's happened with me, since I was a top player on that, I slowed down a bit my performance, because I was going a lot with kids, and I was like playing with them. So my performance starts going down. Yeah. And then when a very professional coach arrived there, we was a bit on conflict, because he wanted me to remove me from the kids.
Really?
But yes, because he was adapt on a professional setup as I was before. But you cannot put too much professional things when the club doesn't offer you too much.
Exactly.
And that was the conflict that we have a bit. So I was a professional player, and he was a professional coach, and he wanted to see things as a professional, since the club was not in the level that he was, or now at the level that I was at that moment, because today they really improve. I can say that today he have a setup of professional club. And it was that my performance was going down. And I remember, to keep playing, I have to move, because with this coach, if I keep there, I think we're going to have a conflict.
Exactly.
So I prefer on that time to have a move, and stay to have a conflict because when a player there is a conflict with a coach, I don't think they go in the same way. So I prefer
once a player has had that conflict with a coach, it becomes very hard to repair the damage that's been done. And a lot of the time, the answer is to move on, because you're never going to see eye to eye again. He's not going to play you. There will be some level of distrust that's created.
And since this coach get to know me better after this pass, he respect me more today than that time he was my coach. I can say that we are friends. We share each other. We share experience. When we see each other, we talk a bit of football.
Which coach was it at this time?
Yes, I can say the coach. Yes,
I
can say it's Coach Mark Miller.
Okay.
So he's the one of the winners in Malta. So I remember on that time he won the same championship as I won as a player. He won as a coach. So the conflict starts from that. He wants to be bigger than the player.
Exactly.
I don't care about that because my aim was not want to be bigger than coach.
No.
Because I don't think it's a good idea to be.
No.
And it's not nice for even for your own and even for the clubs for the where you want to reach. But he go for this side. I mean, he was coming. He was to show me that he was bigger than me, and I was not on this conflict, and that's why I think nothing happened. But today he's my friend, so it's no problem.
You do gain a level of mutual respect with people that you clash with in the past. I find time allows you to see things from a different perspective. So as time passes, maybe both of you look at it in a different way and see, oh, maybe this is where he was coming from, and from there you gain that mutual respect for each other.
I meet some persons that don't know me, but they heard good about me and about my character, about what I did, what I do with kids now, and those things. So, and then they get close with me, and they I don't know. They call me by name, so because on what they heard, on what I did. So, those respect, thanks God, I managed to conquer.
Well, I think you deserve it. I think people don't just treat any ordinary person like that. I think you have shown across your career how much of a nice guy you are, and you go above and beyond at every club that you've been to in Malta. You've always gone above and beyond to try and become a part of the club and not just turn up and to collect money.
Obviously, that doesn't mean that you're going to face bad moments at football, because people out there, and even it's football. It's about the culture of the culture as well. I mean, like I don't care if you are good people. If you don't do something good for my business, I don't going to treat you well.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it is a business at the end of the day, and the people at the top of the business, if you aren't making the money, they will very quickly forget all the good things you've done for them.
They mix up things like, so if you don't give me what I want from you, I'm going to treat you bad.
Exactly.
So it's not about if I'm not doing things for your own business, after that you cannot treat me like a dog, because life is not like this.
Exactly.
Sometimes these peoples that do those things, they don't get from my side, because I don't have the mentality like them. But maybe the life gives them back. Maybe the touch on the family member of them. I mean about sickness, but always they're going to. People who do those things treat another people bad. They're always going to.
It catches up.
Yes, and because God never sleeps, so it's that.
So in the end, you spent, was it 6 months at Mostar? You left in, was it January? The January window?
Yes, I went to Army by invite. The coach was on the beginning of his career now. Mario Muscat, he's a coach of Mostar now. And personally, he's a friend of mine because our sons used to play together, and I used to help him in his schools as well. Mario Muscat goalkeeper school.
Yeah.
He have his partner with him, Simon Grek. He used to be the goalkeeper coach when I was at Valletta. I have a very good relation with them, and he invited me. Look, we have. I'm not sure now, but I remember that Army was in deep. In the situation as a club, and the first round of the league they managed to win only 2 points. So I saw that I must be come from a winning of the league, the last
To
year,
being now at the very bottom.
to go at very bottom to get a relegation back. But I accept the challenge because I like the challenge. I like the face things that things say that it's impossible. You're not going to reach that, and I heard that, and I go for it and it was near to get it because of 3 points. I remember we managed to got 16 points, 16 something like that, and we finished with 18 points, and the team was going to the playoffs because on that time they used to.
You play the team from the league below
the
that's in
third
the playoff, and
and the last third to make the playoff, they qualify. They go for the playoff with 20 points. So our amount that year was 20 points, and we managed to win 16 points. So for us was something good. Was unfortunately we get the relegation this year, but we know. Even the coach and the president recognize that we did a very good performance, a very good thing, and it gave us a gift, to remember the season.
Exactly.
And I remember we have a good atmosphere there with legend Maltese Manu Mikalev. He used to get us on it a lot, and because he knows, and even us players know, we are in deep even for our name. To find something when we go relegation with the team, it's not easy, if you don't have some stuff, if you don't have a good guy to find another team, it's difficult. And on that time we get together as a unit to try to survive the team.
So I think that's going to be a good point to start unwinding the podcast down for today. We finished off at what season was that? That was the year
2018-19. Because 17-18 we won the league, the double. So it was 18-19.
So we're at the year 18-19 at the moment. We will bring Romeu back for another podcast where we can then carry on from the most recent 3 years of his career, what he's up to next, and find out more about his coaching career. During that time, you will also hear the story about how me and Romeu actually met.
Yeah.
It was the following year, I think, that we ended up meeting.
Yes.
And that's a funny story. And as for now, just to unwind the podcast, I do have a few questions for you that will help us get to know Romeu.
Yes.
So, who was your favourite player growing up?
When I growing up, I have different. Since I'm from Brazil, it's difficult to say one player only. But I remember the player that stopped me in front of TV to watch him a lot. It's Ronaldinho Gaúcho.
Yeah.
It's the things that he did at Barcelona. I think he stopped the world to see him playing. And on that time, I was more involving to know about football, to do things like him. So for me, he's my number one, but I consider Ronaldo phenomenon as the top one as well.
I'd say Ronaldo's always been my favourite.
Yes.
Growing up, I used to idolise Ronaldo.
Good. Yes.
Ronaldinho, another one, like you said, just the expression he used to put on the pitch.
Yes,
the
transfer, he's happening when he touched the ball.
He was an artist.
He's the showman. That's his nickname on that time. So he used to control the ball and already know that what he's going to do with the player. He already knew. You see some serious players that scan the area like Xavi, Iniesta. No, he scanned the area to see what he's going to do with the player. So how are you going to put the ball between the leg of this player? And he was laughing. And he used to tell the players before the game. So what's make him an incredible player?
Yeah. And what team is it that you followed growing up? Which team do you support?
I am a Cruzeiro Sport Club.
Yeah.
The team of Ronaldo both now. I can say that I'm a heel support that go to the pitch. Because even when I go to holiday at Brazil, I go to watch game. I put flags. I put those things. I put blue.
The face paint. Yeah.
Yes, I'm heel support Cruzeiro.
And this is a question I've altered for you because I've had a lot of strikers on the podcast in the past. But as a defender, would you rather score a goal or make a game-winning clearance off the line?
If I clear on the line,
yes.
or if I...
So would you rather score a goal or make that game-winning clearance? So let's say the goalkeeper's come out, they've chipped the ball over the goalkeeper, and you.
For me, I prefer.
What's more important to you? What do you prefer? What gives you more satisfaction?
So now you catch me because I didn't mention that before because I did my beginning playing as a striker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I saw
start to come
3-5-2 went in the football, and then I start go to the flanks, and then I see that the competition was more good for me on fullback, so I end up there, you know.
Because we're not going to underestimate how offensive you are as a fullback. You're not a defensive player.
Yes.
You are both ways, much like a Danny Alves. You can contribute attacking just as much as you can defending. So for you...
So you catch me now, but I have to say, so I'm going... since I'm not a scoring player, I'm gonna put that I'm score.
Yeah.
Because I use more to give assists, you know. I use more to at Brazil. We used to say that we have to put the piano at the back, and then at the end of the day they go on the players that score. So I'm that player that work for the team. So I can put that I am more assist than score. So I'm gonna put that
take the goal.
Score. Yes, because I'm not used to score a lot. So.
And if you had the choice, would you rather win the UEFA Champions League final or the World Cup final?
Oh,
Which trophy is more important to you?
No doubt, the World Cup.
Yeah.
I can say that I already have 5, but you know, because as Brazil, I will take like religion World Cup, you know. But I think the meaning to win the World Cup, a part of the financial, a part of histories, you know. I think it means a lot because you get recognized from all the world.
And it's just the biggest achievement in football in my eyes.
Oh yes, I think so. I think it's
it only happens every 4 years.
Yes, it is another thing. And you face the best players, you know?
In the world.
It's not about like, okay, you have a team, but not all team. It's from the national team, the Champions League, you know, and you can have some mistakes as well, you know, but they're at World Cup. If you had mistake, it's cost you the World Cup, you know, and it's the World Cup is my choice.
Okay, so the next question: would you rather a 1-year deal for €250,000 a week in, let's say, Qatar, or would you rather a 5-year €1,000 a week contract at your favourite club?
Okay, so we have to know where is that moment, if my beginning of my career, or if I'm finished my career.
Let's go. First answer, 25-year-old Romeu.
25 years old, okay, so I guess I go for Qatar.
Yeah?
I guess
Taking
I go
the
for
money?
Qatar, yes, to make my future for my kids.
Exactly.
You know, but
And
if you
now,
arrive today,
present day Romeu.
present day, I'm sure that I go to my team that I support.
Yeah.
Because since I began there, I spent 4 years on the academic there. My dream was playing for them.
Yeah.
So if I play for them now, it's gonna be a dream for me to reach.
Dream come true.
Yes.
Okay, here's a good one. This might make you think a little.
Yes.
Who is the best teammate you have ever had in all your career? Who is the best player that you have played alongside on your team?
So it's not my best.
So not someone that
teammate.
you've played against, but someone on your team. Who is like the best person in your memory?
Okay, so you mean as a friendship or as the best player that I play?
Best player.
So because the best player I mentioned already, the best player that I play with me was Oscar.
Oscar.
His intelligence was out of the control. No, the ways he thinks 10 steps in our head. You know, So I mean, he used to make things that we don't impress in front of him, but we go home and say how this player do that,
Yeah.
how he change side quick like this, because we was crowned, the way he controls the ball, the way they make through pass. For me, he was the best player that I play with.
And on the flip side, on the opposition team, out of all the teams that you've played against in your career,
Yes.
who is the best player that you've played against?
I can say there is many. I play against many.
Drop some names. Feel free to throw a few names.
First of all, I sit on the bench against Ronaldo,
Okay.
and it was very impressive to see him. I remember that the coach shouted on me to stop and look at him, because maybe I can go in to mark him and to pay attention on the game, and not to I mean, the game was here.
And you're just watching him.
Yeah, was like saying, wow, this is my idol there, and look like this. But against Neymar, I remember the game. It was academic game, and I get sent off in 15 minutes. I saw, first of all, we knew he already was star player, but was not in, go for the aim like he is today. He was more a dribbling player, and a fast player. So his aim was put another player, seeing how slow the player are, and try to put to humiliate the player all this time. And I was young. My mentality was, today I have to kick Neymar. If I kick Neymar, for me it's like a goal. But I forget about the rules of football, I remember the first one Neymar put in front of me. I ran behind him. I said, listen, if I don't hold his shot now, he going to go. I was not thinking. I already go with the mentality to kick him, and boom, I hold his shot, yellow card. It was 15 minutes only, and yellow card, okay. And I remember he stopped in the corner, he start making a dancing in front of me. I say, so now I go for my aim. And I forget that I had yellow card. Boom, I put Neymar on that high. I don't know how. Red card. And I think I have a picture that you can show the first yellow card that I got when I played against him. And then my red card saying that, how, who give? And then I realized that I had yoga. I just put my head down and I get out. But Neymar is the difficult player that I play against him.
And can you name me one player that is underrated, that you think could be playing at a higher level but maybe isn't being recognised for being that good?
So you mean that he's still going there, but could be better?
Exactly. So someone who maybe is playing at a level that they could be playing much higher. Maybe they're in a Division 2 team, but they should be Premier League, or someone just that you can think of that you want to shine a light on and bring attention to.
I have a lot. But
throw some names.
Yes.
Feel free.
I mean, all of them friends of mine, But let's start with Muriel. The goalkeeper today, he plays for Fluminense.
Okay.
But sorry, Alisson, he's better than Alisson 2-3 times. I spoke about that for everyone, because it's not about. But he was Alisson when he was at International. He took a team on high. International was on high. He was winning. He was not suffering.
At the bottom.
The attacking, at the bottom.
They just had the ball all the time. He doesn't have to do much.
And Alisson was there. So since he was winning on that time football, he saw that he was winning.
Exactly.
He moved to Rome, I guess, from International to Rome. Muriel take the team on deep. Suffer a lot of
chances. The other team are shooting a lot. They're making mistakes.
Everything, even the way he trains. For me, he was brilliant, and he not have the opportunity like his brother had now. And for me, if he had those opportunities, he can show that how good he is. And I can mention Juan Jesus. He's at Napoli now. and he used to play to Inter de Milan. He moved to Rome,
Yeah.
and how he aggressive he are. If you give him a chance, let's say at Juventus, and he's still there at Inter de Milan, and give him more times.
Yeah.
I mean, he going to still there
Top
on
level.
that one. And there is one that it's happened opposite that you asked me.
Yeah.
It was Danilo of Juventus now.
Yeah.
We played together at America. Have a short history with him. I remember I was the right back and he was midfield. He always played midfield. And that year I was planning to play that tournament that I told you of Copa São Paulo, but was not my age.
Yeah.
But I put my mind that I want to play to gain another year.
Yeah.
Because if I do it well there, I can go for another place.
Exactly.
And I can have another opportunity to play again next year. And then I say, listen, I'm going to move where I will play.
Yeah.
And that's that move I did for Ponte Preta.
Okay.
And to make that one that I told you in the beginning. And then the club end up, because I didn't play for the big ones, because there is one player there.
Yeah.
I said, no, have to wait when you arrive in your age, you're going to play.
Yeah.
And then this player got injury. It was Sergio, his name Serginho, we call him. And I moved. When I moved, we end up with the team American. We end up without a right back.
Okay.
And Danilo moved from midfield, was moved to right back. And then he did very, very well.
So that's how he became a right
And then
back.
he goes up with a club.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Santos. He won the Libertadores. He won the under 21 with national team. And then Porto catch him. He goes to Real Madrid. He goes to Manchester City. And he goes to Juventus now. So
It's crazy how football works like that.
You
Just
know?
one injury to a
Yes.
teammate, and now you've been put into a different position, and now you're on top of the world.
I have some friends of my they used to, of course, Danilo is very high quality.
Yeah.
But they joke with me. I'm supposed to be you on this way, you know. So listen, don't play with me on that, because I go put my head on the walls doing that, you know. But the important thing is he managed to do that. Still friends, you know.
So, final question for you before we wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, out of all the teams that you've played for,
Mm-hmm.
so every season,
Mm-hmm.
what team was the strongest or best squad of players that you've played in?
No doubt, it's international from Brazil.
Yeah.
That it's alright. All of the players that they reach a high
highest level,
you know,
yeah.
and it's not we don't talk about 1 year, you know. It's talk about Alisson, Liverpool, Fred, Manchester United,
Yeah.
Oscar with Chelsea. So Juan Jesus with Inter Milan and Roma, Napoli now. So definitely this team.
Right, so we're going to conclude the 8th episode of the Unprofessional Footballer Podcast there. Romeu, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Your story has been incredible, as I expected it to be. That's why I've wanted you to come on the podcast for so long. We have lots left to talk about, so we will have you back on.
Yes.
We'll get you in a different t-shirt.
Good. It's true. I was worried about this, especially not to be the green. Yeah?
So Romeu will be back on the podcast for a later episode as well in a different t-shirt to tell the rest of his story. We're going to hear about his time at Sirens, his time at the Maltese Football Players Association camp, which is where we ended up meeting, and we're going to hear about his time coaching and how he's transitioned into coaching, his company, what he's up to now, the summer camps that he's running, and everything else that is fun about Romeu right now. Romeu, where can people find you online? Instagram, what's your tag?
Yes, on Instagram they can. I used to work more there. Romeu Romao, Romeu Romao.
His page will be behind us.
Going to be here. Look.
Yeah, there will be a screenshot of his page.
And you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter. Everything it's Romeu Romao. So you can find me there. And I want to thank you to invite me, and encourage everyone to share the link and to hear histories of a player that not reach the big scenarios, but we have a lot to share about that pyramids. I mean, that the down one. So that's why the name of the channel.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great story to tell. It fits perfectly in line with the branding. Guys, like Romeu said, if you like the episode, do drop a like on the video, share, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on anyone that you would else like to see on the podcast. Guys, we're going to stop there. See you later.
See you. Bye-bye.